The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hello and welcome to episode 50 of the Big YAC Podcast. It is I, Mike Pareto, alongside me, Nico and this is the 1 year anniversary of the Big YAC Podcast.
Very big day.
How are you feeling right now, Nico?
I can't believe it's already been a year.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, it's like the time hop and be like 1 year ago today, and it's like me going like this in the studio, like here we are.
Here we are.
Little did we know the amount of success that we would have in our first year, and we're still growing.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where, it just happened. Like that's the best way I could describe this
Looking
whole
back
podcast.
I remember just sitting. We were both in the Wegmans break room, and you approached me, and you were like,
I approached you. I'm like, hey.
You were like, what would you be interested in doing if we were to put together a little podcast? What would you do?
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. And that was right. I think a week or two after I had just checked out Emerge too. Mm-hmm. So it was already kind of fresh in my mind, and then suddenly it kind of just hit, and it was one of those things where it just felt right to do.
Yeah.
And it I knew that I had to do it. But yeah, I knew I had to do it at that time, and that kind of changed our trajectory in the last year. So
right.
It's been a fun ride. Yeah,
and I remember Mr. Moreno coming over and he messaging me on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, I'm opening up Emerge, and I was wondering if I know you're a photographer, and you want to come check out the photographer studio." And I was sitting here, I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." I just remember coming in here, and I was like, "This is the first room that you see." So I remember I peeked my head, and I was like, "Wait a second." He was like, "Oh yeah, we're doing a podcast studio too," and I was like, "Podcast
Interesting.
Interesting."
And that was, I know, when Jules was doing Stig's podcast too. So it was getting right. It was perfect timing for us to kind of hop into the trend.
Right. It was just, I saw it and I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, I always wanted to do a podcast. I just never knew how to start it. Yeah. And that was the thing. It was I remember a couple months prior to this happening, I looked up prices of the microphones and getting a camera, because the camera I have is only for photography. It's not for recording a podcast.
Right.
And so I was I was pricing everything. I was like, yeah.
Startup cost is not too pretty.
Yeah, it's not too pretty. So, thankfully, Maranto.
Well, as I will say, I spent $8,000. It's about an $8,000. If you really want to set everything up, it's about $8,000.
Boom.
Then you still need a room. You still need to make it acoustically appropriate, right?
Right.
And then you got to. And where are you doing it? Are you doing it if you're, in your apartment? You have a 2-bedroom apartment? Where are you doing this? So that was why Emerge was, for me, the idea was that so that we could all, kind of have access to the stuff that I was going to buy anyway. And I was super excited when you guys reached out to me, because the only way this is going to work is if this concept is going to work is if people are willing to be members like you guys are and allow me to sit here and produce for you. So thank you. So I always wanted to say, and I'm going to shut up, but congratulations, because, Tank just had his anniversary, for, Tank Talk a few weeks ago.
Studio just had its anniversary.
And here we are, and I'm up to about 7 or 8 podcasts now, and now
awesome.
This building, this is proof of concept that we're a year in and we're still doing it, and we're getting better, and more people are trying to find us, and we're doing great things. So keep it going. I'm super proud of you guys, and it's an honor to share my Wednesday nights with you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate
it. Yeah, and we're 50 deep. We only made, that's pretty impressive. 50 out of 52 weeks of the year, there was a Big YAC Podcast episode.
It was kind of
all those other ones you did, all those other interviews,
right? And then some.
Yeah,
yeah, and it kind of worked out, because the 2 weeks that we couldn't go, I'm pretty sure I think we were sick the 1 week.
One of us was sick, and then the other one, we just took a break. It was right in the middle of everything.
Mental break. Yeah. So it worked out. I mean,
that mental break, from that point on, we had a trajectory that like snowball. After taking that week off, it kind of just gave us that moment to look back, and then that's where the concept of
The Spotlight series
came, and that's what kind of took us forward.
Yeah, and I mean, having a good mental break is, good here and there. You don't want to keep going and like, working yourself into the ground, and it's like now we're sitting here and it's like, you don't want to be sitting up here and you're like brain dead. Yeah. And then you're like just trying to like sputter out words and trying to make an episode
There's
happen.
a balance. There's a balance where you got to love what you're doing and you got to stay consistent with it. Yeah. And I think we hit that nail right on the head where I felt like content always started fresh. And I remember as we kind of neared the end of the season, people would like ask me, and I'm sure they'd ask you too, like, are you guys like going to take a break? Are you guys going in the off season? And no, we full steam ahead. And I think we've even picked up even more in the off season than we have in the in season.
Yeah. And it's like, as you said, that was a big question of what we're going to do. Like, are you going to, take a couple of months off, take a month off, take a couple of weeks off? And I was like, no.
We didn't take a single week off.
We haven't taken a single week off. We know we're going right now. Maybe eventually we'll take a week off here just to, like, give us a breather. Like, as we said, a break here and there is, nice. I might be going on vacation soon.
Yeah, as I say, you're allowed to take a vacation.
Yeah.
I think our vacation hours have started to accrue here.
Yeah, they're starting to accrue. Yeah.
And I'm trying to schedule my vacation, and I'm like, well, I can't leave till Thursday. and Mrs. Maranto is like, if we're taking a vacation, we're not basing it on when you have to podcast. You're retired. I'm like,
You're retired.
I worked like 14 days in a row. That was worse than when I worked at Niagara Falls.
Right.
That being said, I mean, hey, we put out some postings that we needed help.
Yep.
And we have someone here with us today.
Speaking of the devil.
Mr. Ben Martinez, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, Ben saw our posting, and I know Ben personally. I met him this past year. Many of you guys know or don't know, I do work at Crunch Fitness as well as part of one of my, part-time gigs. And I met Ben in my travels, and he reached out on social media and was interested in joining the podcast. And he's a real talented guy. He's a real talented media guy, and we'll see where it goes.
You didn't believe me at first, though.
I didn't believe you at first. I did it because, listen, I mean, I don't know you that, like, I didn't know you that, like, that. I know you more now, but, like, I don't know. I was like, I thought you were just joking with me. Yeah. Because
I have a tendency to do that, yeah.
But that's the thing is, like, we'll be at the gym and, like, we joke around and stuff like that. And so I wasn't like, he's just messing with me. Like, he doesn't want to be out. And then he was like, no, I'm being serious. And I'm like, I'll take
real.
I'll take your inquiry, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So how you doing, Ben?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Are you gonna pitch into some of our takes tonight?
I might. It's been a minute since I've touched football because season's been over. But
that's fair. Play fantasy?
I did play fantasy last year. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be getting into that starting next week.
Yeah, I did terrible.
Wow.
It's okay. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just tell us a little bit about yourself to the viewers who don't know who Ben Martinez is.
I'm Ben Martinez. I'm 18 years old. I'm I guess I graduate in 2 days. Going to Brockport for sport management, but I also do photography on the side. I've been in the media for quite a while now, since I was like 14, 13. I've never found like a outlet to do it, I guess. And now that I'm 18, I'm an adult now, I can find an outlet. And
he's legal.
Yeah. You can do a lot of things. Vote.
Right.
Hey, this is a great place to start. This is get your feet wet and learn the podcasting side of media. Podcasts are not going away anytime soon.
Oh,
This is the new radio, and you can the exposure that you could get here, you could never know where it could take you.
Well, I talked to a guy the other day that worked in radio, and he was talking about, like, in an hour they were doing 16 minutes of commercials. And, you got a limited time, and you're constantly losing your momentum, where podcasting has become that free space to just say what you want, build your brand the way you want it. And in the case of here, I think the one thing that we've learned is that we all of our podcasts, even if we don't talk about the same kinds of things, we're all on the same page together.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all networking. Mm-hmm. We're all trying to, well, how do you do that? What are you using to write build your TikToks or Canva, or what are you doing? Like, I think we're all helping each other develop what we're trying to do. And that's what Emerge Media Screw Up is all about. Like, it is an advertisement because the more people, the better. The better, if the more expansion that we do, the easier it is for all of us to kind of grow and maybe turn this into something that will pay some bills. Yeah. Not for me, for everybody.
Speaking of paying bills. We haven't talked about them in a little bit, but I do want to give a shout out to our first and main sponsor of the show, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest way to get into some action on the NFL. They've already started their fantasy best ball games. They have Underdog Fantasy as well as their Pick'ems game in season. For Pick'ems, just pick higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps it super simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile apps. Pick between 2 to 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry, get every pick right, and take home some cold, hard cash. Use code Big YAC, BIGYAC, and get your first deposit doubled up to $100 by Underdog.
Big YAC. Use code Big YAC. It was a lot of fun last year, too. I mean, just like... I never used Underdog.
Navigating the system. So, they gave us a little bit of credit to kind of play with the app to, talk about it and be able to sell it to people. And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. I had never used Underdog prior. I had heard of it, but I hadn't made an account. I prefer its format over like Prize Picks or another one of those, just because that fantasy aspect too is really cool. Like I said, they're already doing best ball drafts going into the summer. We're gonna go talk much more about fantasy next week, like you said, but put that on your radar and use code Big YAC to double your money on Underdog.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys over at Underdog as well for letting us become, and letting us, accepting us into the partnership as well. You guys, have been a big help and have been, one of those building blocks for us to
been our main source of cash too. So we really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Going forward, this is the 1 year anniversary. I really wanted to take today to really reminisce on what we've done, since June 22nd of, June 21st of this past year. What are some of your key takeaways, key moments? Some highlights, since our first episode.
I think this one's more recent, but I think a really fun one was the birthday cake shots.
The birthday cake shots.
The
Big YAC birthday party.
For Mike's birthday, I whipped out some Pinnacle vodka, some Baileys, some whipped cream, and some creme de cacao, and blended it all together. We had Taj back on. This was only like a month ago. We had Taj back on, and he's always a blast to have on the show. So shout out Taj.
You should be calling soon too. He called us before the show and was wondering where we were.
He was an eager beaver. He's like, "What's going on?"
He's a busy man. He might be mad at me because I had an appointment with him Tuesday, and
Did you NCNS?
What's up?
Did you NCNS?
You missed your appointment.
Did you no call no show?
With your stylist.
Let me explain. I'm a busy man. I was at work. I was at work, and I scheduled the appointment the night before for 1:00 Tuesday.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
So I only worked Tuesday. So usually Tuesday, Thursdays, I work like 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Wegmans, and then I have from 12 to 6 free, and then 6 to 11 I work at Crunch. Those are my Tuesday, Thursdays. So, I get exhausted here and there. I didn't sleep well Monday night, Tuesday morning, whatever. And so I get home from work at 12, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to take a quick nap, like a quick 45-minute nap, wake up, go to the haircut, and then, go on with the rest of my day. So I set a timer, and I woke up. It was 1:40. The appointment was at 1. And Taj is like texting me. He's like, "Yo, where are you? Like, what happened?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean for this to happen. Like, I never miss my appointments with Taj. Like, I might be like 10 minutes late here and there, or like 5 minutes late, like, whatever. But like, it was like 140. I felt horrible. I felt like, the worst person ever. We're a businessman to a businessman, we don't like being flaked on.
Yeah.
So
even by your own friends too.
yeah, exactly too.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah, so I just feel terrible, Taj, and so I text him. I'm like, dude, I'm exhausted. I didn't sleep well. Like, I overslept. I took a little nap, and it seemed like he was okay. He understood, but like
He's gonna start posting stuff about you on Instagram again.
he might. He'd
like
be
other people.
yeah, like. I hate when these people are late. Like I hate when, stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, it's wrong.
I don't want to say his name,
He's subbing me. Oh,
but Pike Moretto
over here.
didn't show up to his appointment.
Yeah. It's like a picture of me in like the background,
Yeah.
like a wanted poster. Yeah, like a couple darts.
It's like those like printout pictures of like if you're like stealing and they have like your names like up at the restaurant.
That's great. Do not
Yeah.
serve this guy.
Yeah. So Tosh should be calling back soon. So
If he's
we'll
still not
definitely-
mad at you.
If he's still not mad at us.
I think another one of my favorite moments was it wasn't on the show, but I was sitting there watching round 7 of the NFL draft and watching James Droz announce one of our guys, Nick Jones.
Yep. That was a cool moment. I remember we texted each other when that happened. You're like, oh my God.
All capital.
Nick Jones just got drafted by the
By
Chiefs.
James Droz.
By James Droz, and the what happened guy, and it was just crazy. I'm happy that happened. Being, as we talked about it before, being drafted is like probably one of the coolest moments ever.
Dream come true.
And then by the guy who is known on TikTok for saying what happened, and he's a TikTok sensation.
And that is actually our most viewed video to date, our interview with Nick Jones. Most viewed, 983 views.
Yep. Shout out Nick Jones. Shout out James Droz. For me, I'd probably say some of the best moments. Those early episodes were funny. They were definitely funny. I'll say that because like that was before I was in my relationship now, and I remember there was the third episode where it was like 4th of July, like the morning of 4th of July, where we had Taj on for the first time, and we talked about my
Never
social
date an
media.
influencer.
Never date a social media influencer. And I don't want to speak on it now too much because
I didn't want to say that one, so I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah,
'cause
no,
that's a top tier moment.
Yeah, it's a top tier moment. I'm not going to talk about it, obviously, because I'm in a relationship now. I don't want, my girlfriend now to be like, why are you bringing up other girls that you used to talk to? So I'm not. So, but that was funny. And it was just like, the from where we were then to where we are now, it was kind of like, we're talking about like, stuff like that. And it was like, it's one of those funny stories. And you just don't hear that.
No.
Like, I'm tuning in to listening to this new football podcast, talk about
I'm
like
sitting there talking
I'm
about
talking about dating this like TikTok influencer from Wheatfield. She has like 900,000 followers, and I got told how I got done dirty. And yeah, so that was an experience in itself, but it's just crazy to see like where we're at then and then now, and then that day I went on a bus to go to Sunset Beach, and then that was like one of our first like morning episodes.
Yeah.
Too. I think that was our only morning episode.
We did have a morning episode. I forgot about that.
That's what the 4th of July one was. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, you're right. We were trying to because the way it fell, we were trying to figure out a day so we could keep the momentum. And because again, we didn't want to go a full weekend because we were so worried about creating consistency. But I know it's funny. Like my podcast, ours is a hot mess right now. We just can't find a day. But we tape a crazy time. Sometimes it's like Saturday morning at 9:00, or sometimes it's like Saturday night at 9:00. Like I was like, we're all over. It's just like, but no, you guys have had a really, especially when she went to lab. It's like it's really cool. You're able to kind of have this like specific time that works for you.
It is
and then
nice.
people kind of know it's there. I think it really helps with your branding.
Yeah, people know when to tune in. It's like a
Oh, hey, we had Taj Collin.
Yeah,
right?
it's like an HBO show. It's like, oh, this show's dropping at 9:00 on Sunday.
Must see TV.
And it's like, and they're tuning in, like they're getting ready. 9:00 when the episode drops, boom.
Speaking of HBO shows, did you tune into The Idol yet?
Oh God, I don't want to. I don't know. Listen.
I didn't finish the first episode. I started it last night.
Did you finish? Did you not finish it for a certain reason?
No,
or was it just?
I stepped away. I had to go do something, and then I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because people have been turning it off. Like, click.
It's
I don't
like-
want to watch this anymore. Type
it's a lot of there's a lot of stuff flying around.
thing. It's so.
Oh, here we
No
go.
one wants to hear about the idol.
Here
We
we
got a
go.
caller.
About the idol. Hello, this is Mike from the Big YAC. Taj, welcome back. We were just talking about you.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're talking about how you called in before the show, and then we were waiting for you to call back. So happy for you to call back.
Yeah, I had to show love to to my guys. First guest. So hopefully I was the first call.
Yeah, you were the first call.
It was the
Appreciate
early
it.
bird too.
Early bird gets the worm.
Early bird gets
Yeah,
the first
I'm trying.
call.
Sorry, I got my dog. He's playing. I don't know if he's hearing.
It's all part of being a dog dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Had to put the
But,
had to put the dog to
we gotta
sleep.
talk
You gotta
about
feed him and then take him out.
Alright.
It's like putting a baby to bed.
What you guys got going on in the show today?
We're just reminiscing on what we've done throughout the year. Our 1 year anniversary. We're just talking about our first episode where we were. It was like 4th of July, and we had John. We were talking about how I was dating that influencer and how that went. We were talking about that story briefly.
Oh yeah.
That-
I think that episode also. I think we had a bet, if I'm not mistaken.
A bet?
Oh yeah, we did have a
We
bet.
had a bet.
We never
if I'm
fulfilled
not
that bet.
What was the bet? I don't
It's the
remember.
Hoffer House bet.
Hoffer House, and it was between the Eagles and the Commanders.
Oh yeah, we still gotta do that.
Yeah, we do.
I totally forgot about that. And that's how you know how long how much content and how we've came. I totally forgot about. We used to talk about that bet almost every episode.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I remember that. You still got to do that.
Yeah, we still gotta make a date for that.
Nico's got to
Yeah.
find that Jay shirt.
Yeah, we gotta get you. We gotta get you
Somebody
a shirt.
get me a
'Cause
Carson
you
Wentz
technically
shirt.
lost the bet.
I lost. Yeah, because I said
I
the
don't know why
Commanders
you
are going to
thought
have
that
more
was-
wins than the Eagles. What kind of
Commanders was about-
idiot would say that?
I mean, what are you saying, Todd? I'm sorry.
I said I didn't know why he thought the Commanders was going to be so good last year. Even though they did go 500.
They did go 500, but did you hear what he said? Why did you think that they were going to go over 500, the Commanders?
I just didn't have as much faith in the Eagles. It was more about the Eagles than the Commanders. I didn't think Jalen Hurts was going to make the leap that he did this year.
Leap.
My fantasy team hoped for it, but
Hurts like the
it
leap of
paid
all.
dividends for me. But
Yeah. It was a big leap. It was a pretty big leap.
but yeah, it was phenomenal. That AJ Brown trade, that was last year, and that was a career-changing moment for the Eagles. I just was so shocked by it. So it was more about the Commanders looking good, and I thought Carson Wentz still had something in the tank. I was wrong.
Right.
Had
Very
that
wrong.
much faith in Carson.
You want to know something else? Is
You know who else?
what'd you say, Tosh?
No, what'd you say, Mike?
Oh, speaking of takes like that, I remember I was going through our reels the other day, our beginning reels, and it was the episode with Sean, and I basically said who's the best free agency acquisition, and I'm pretty sure or quarterback acquisition, and I'm pretty sure me and Sean both said Matt Ryan
Ooh.
with the Colts.
Who did I say?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think you said Russell. You might have said Russell Wilson. So I think all three of us were just
Everybody, yeah.
everybody was wrong. That day. Yeah.
Actually, what quarterback? What first-year quarterback on a new team had a good year last year?
Last year.
Last year.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't even know if any of them really had a standout year.
Marcus Mariota had a terrible year. Other than Geno Smith.
I'd probably say Geno Smith, to be honest. I mean, he was kind of an under the radar signing. Nobody really thought.
People thought that Drew Lock was going to be the starter.
Right. Everybody was banking on Drew Lock, and then it was Geno Smith, and then rest is
I
history.
think Geno Smith had the best first-year signing.
Yeah, he was a top 5 fantasy quarterback. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. I think
Up there. He was a QB1 for sure.
I know he was top 10 in fantasy quarterbacks, but yeah, I'd probably say Geno Smith, to be honest. Now that you think
crazy.
of it.
That's crazy that we're saying that.
Yeah, in the year 2023, but hey, he got into a good offense, and so maybe his potential is being, realized, and we might be seeing that. This might be saying a lot. We might be seeing that with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. No, it's funny that you say that because I say the thing about Sam Darnold is he's probably in the best position he's ever been in as far as just being in a system that can give him the best opportunity. He got every weapon possible, and obviously there's competition behind him within with Trey Lance and Purdy, but I think he's still he's got the opportunity to do something crazy.
Yeah, something happens to Trey Lance, or Trey Lance has a bad camp and he gets beat up by Darnold. I don't know.
Hey.
Like a little wicked over there in San Francisco.
Also, I'm monitoring the YouTube chat. Just want to chime in real quick and say that Chris Clark says the third episode was good.
The boys, right?
Darnold's entering, I think, year 6. I want to say he's the same year as Josh, and I think
He was the
Josh
third
is
overall
sixth
pick.
season.
Third overall pick in 2018.
That's crazy.
Yeah, time flies when you're, he's not having fun, but the rest of the about half of those quarterbacks are having fun from that draft class.
Only 2 of those quarterbacks are having fun.
Yeah, only Josh and Lamar. Him, Baker, and Rosen are.
What's
fighting
Rosen
for their
doing now? Selling insurance?
lives. Might as well.
New on State Farm or something?
Well, I'm gonna let you guys get back to the episode. I'm probably going to end up watching it tomorrow while I'm playing here. But it was nice talking to you guys, and I'm happy I can be the first person to call in.
Alrighty, thank you, Tosh. Thank you for being our first guest as well, and thank you for calling in.
No problem. All right.
All right, have a nice night.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. Alrighty, so that was our buddy Taj, our first guest, as we were just talking about. And so... Wait,
That being said, tune on in. We are taking calls.
Yeah. It was a little bit delayed. I'm a little confused. Oh my god. But yeah, that's one of our many calls. Hopefully, one of many calls tonight. So hopefully that we get a couple more. We really strived on having that as a vote.
And we're back at it.
That's you. That's you.
Thank you for calling Big YAC Podcast. This is Nico speaking.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
What's going on?
Just wanted to wish you a happy 1 year, you, Nico, and Mr. Moranto.
Thank you very much.
Easy.
Who's calling?
Isabella.
Oh, it's Isabella. Hold on. Let me hand you it over.
Oh. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. I didn't think you were going to call.
Well, of course I would.
Oh, you told me you weren't. You told me you were like... you told me that you didn't want it. You said, it's,
Well, I wanted to wish you a happy 1 year.
Thank you. I appreciate
Of course.
it. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Not in particular.
No? What about, want to talk about Josh Allen at all?
Wow. There's
All right.
always Josh Allen.
There's always Josh Allen, yeah. Who do you think is winning the Super Bowl?
Us.
Us? Who's us?
Buffalo.
Mike
Buffalo?
Big
Big YAC wins the Super Bowl?
33rd team.
We're not a Bills podcast, Isabella. We're an NFL podcast.
Gotcha.
Yes. So when you say us, that's kind of,
Well, Buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay, so the Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl and winning it, correct?
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna take that to the bank.
Hey,
All right.
we gotta bring this in.
Well, thank you for calling, Isabella. I was caught off guard. I'm like, who is that on the phone? I heard a woman's voice.
I couldn't tell who it was. It's like, obviously, I'm like, I don't know this voice.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling.
Of course.
Are you watching the episode right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for being a supporter.
Of course. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was my girlfriend, Isabella.
Hey, shout out Isabella.
Shout out Isabella. She told me she wasn't calling. Like, I told her, you should call in and, do something funny.
I hate to break it to you, Mike. She probably caught on about the girl.
She probably was. The girlfriend
that's
radar was
the
probably
influencer,
going
and
off.
She's like, I gotta step up.
Ding, ding, ding. Hello.
She had to assert her
Hello.
dominance.
That being said, we're taking calls 716-299-0060. We're going to be here all night.
Come and reminisce about the podcast with us. What else?
We got another call.
You can take that one.
Alrighty.
Let's see if this is.
Big YAC Podcast. This is Nico speaking.
Congratulate you on 1 year.
David, what's going on, Mr. Yerger?
Not much. I seen Mike's Snap story. I was out fishing, and I'm like, oh shit, I should probably call and congratulate him.
Appreciate it. For those of you that don't know, David's been a guest of ours twice. He is one of the co-hosts of DA The Chase over at Dave and Adams. He's doing great things over there. Yeah, thanks for calling in. You got any hot takes to say to the world right now?
All I'm gonna say is I think people are blowing up the Stephon Diggs thing way too much, and everything's just gonna be peachy in Buffalo this fall and winter.
Hey, I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah, I got a few inside sources. I don't think it's anything crazy or anything nobody already knows. So
You guys heard it here first. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, but keep doing your thing, guys. Love the podcast. Appreciate you guys having me on twice, and congrats on 1 year. Huge achievement.
David, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, brother. Have a good one.
You too.
What did he say? I didn't catch it.
He said the Stephon Diggs thing is blown out of proportion. He's got a couple sources that say otherwise, that it's been kind of
David
all
has some
good
sources.
and peachy. And you know what? I trust David's sources. He can't get into specifics, but I trust his sources.
He just recently got the first ever copy of Sports Illustrated over there. I don't know if
I
I
didn't
don't know if you
see
saw
that. No.
He has it in like a case.
That's
like
sick.
He has a copy of like the first Sports Illustrated. Yeah, I saw it on his Instagram like I think 2 days ago or yesterday. That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Well, if a man has that, he must have some sources.
Did you see when he pulled the cards and it was the signed golfers?
The golfers?
First of all, that was a really cool moment, but also it was just a really well done video.
Yeah.
So,
He's been crushing it over at Dave and Adams.
I'm super happy. Again, the one thing that we're all doing is there's all these folks that have come through the media program, Niagara Falls High School. Shout out. And
Shout out.
It's an honor to be working with people, Niagara Falls High School people, but to see all of you doing so well, David, and not even people here necessarily, just people throughout that came through our program that maybe not doing podcasts, but they're doing other things. But, it's really just cool. We're super happy for David. He put a lot of work in. People probably don't remember when he was doing all that writing for the local newspapers and stuff. Just talking about trying to really pump up high school sports and stuff, and Jagerbomb, when he was doing that, it was just it was really cool, and it was just great to have a voice out there that was really, really trying to do something for kids, and and obviously he had to move on to some other things, but it's so shout out to David just because super proud of him, just another one of your former high school media colleagues.
Shout out.
Another
memory I want to touch on. I don't really want to touch on it a lot, but the lost episode with my dad. That was cool.
So, fun fact to anyone that's really a super fan.
You might have caught a glimpse of this episode.
If you look at the actually no, we I thought that we pushed up an episode, but we never there is no gap in missing episodes.
Yeah.
We just went to the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a lost episode, so they're technically I can't even think of how we refixed that and kept it up to give us that 50. But
somehow,
some way we made it. But yeah, there is a lost episode that never.
Maybe we miscounted something. Maybe
saw
we're at
that.
49 right now.
Yeah, you know what? It's too late to change that.
Too late to change that. Yeah, this is the 50th the 50th episode spectacular. I'm almost referencing iCarly from that Wonder Run episode, the 50th web show.
Webisode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
The episode was lost doesn't mean it wasn't produced.
That's true.
Well, yeah, it was.
Someday it may show up somewhere.
I
hope not.
It,
For everyone's sake,
yeah.
I hope not.
And listen, if you
But
saw,
it was produced as a witness to it. I produced it, and it was created.
That was
it just
actually,
wasn't. It just wasn't. It's kind of like a bad movie,
Yeah.
that nobody. They decided to put it in the Disney vault, and it never going to be
Big YAC vault.
The Big YAC vault.
I mean,
That someday,
I think that was the first time that Isabella came to the show too.
That was our.
Isabella was there. There's a studio audience.
Yes,
Isabella
we had a studio
was there,
audience.
Molly was
we had
here.
a studio audience.
That was probably
that
the
day.
worst day to have a studio.
Yeah.
audience.
That was, and there were a lot of people in this room. I remember they were sitting over there knocking over the acoustics.
I love my dad, love him a lot. It's just there's a reason why he is banned from the podcast.
Oh, he's banned.
He's banned. Okay, I'm not gonna say a temporary ban.
He's trespassed.
He's trespassed.
Yeah, he's not like what's his name, Morant. What is his name? He's like how it's got a 25 podcast ban.
Yeah, he's suspended
he's suspended for the next 25 pods.
Yeah, he that was episode I remember it was 16. That was our 16th episode, and love my dad, but we're just gonna leave it at that. I don't make it.
The last episode was great.
I don't want to make it seem like he's a horrible person or anything like that. He's a really good person, but he is just.
Well, he was on for the Christmas or Thanksgiving episode, right?
No, so he was on episode like 8 or 9.
It was one of the. That might have been the week I think I was away in DC.
You were in either DC or Miami, and so you weren't here, and so I was like, you know what, I gotta have my dad and my brother on at some point. Let's just have it now. So had them on. So he's only been on twice. The last episode, and it was like episode like 8 with my brother.
No, it was a great episode. Alan Garcia was a great guest.
Yeah, that was another episode.
That was the episode that I wasn't there for. I missed that episode.
Yeah,
that's why.
He was a really good guest.
Yeah, I want to have Alan back on. I know Alan, if you're watching this, he's also just made an Instagram and he's doing cards as well.
He's doing cards?
Yeah, he's doing.
Let's bring him in.
I know he does sports cards. I think he also does Pokemon cards too.
I remember me and him back when I was much more heavier collecting Pokemon cards. We talk about it from time to time.
He so maybe one episode we could have him and David on, and we could just have like a big old card opening palooza because we did that with David a couple episodes ago. Opening cards, that was fun too.
We're still giving away those cards. We just need more entries. We haven't hit the entry threshold yet.
Nobody. I don't even know if anybody actually entered. I think people saw the cards and were just like, no.
They're lost. Desmond Ritter's going to pop off this year, and then everyone's going to want the rookie wave card.
That's what I'm saying. What else? Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of good moments.
I think one of the coolest moments for us is when we had Marcus Smith on.
The Marcus Smith
both
and
times.
The Justin
and
Gilmore.
The episode with both Justin Gilmore and Marcus Smith was solid.
That was like episode I think that was like what?
35, I think.
Yeah, it was around there.
35.
And yeah, I think it was like 35. So probably like 15 episodes ago.
35, Circle of M and Victory Formation.
Yeah, and I was just up here and I don't really get like nervous like that. I'm very calm and collected. But there's 2 times where I've been nervous on this show. The first ever episode where I'm wheeling up here in this chair because I didn't know what the hell to expect or what I was doing. I was just kind of winging it. And then the other episode was that episode where I was like nervous as all hell. Like I was like, holy hell, Justin Gilmore, he's a film producer. He helped produce, multiple projects. And then we have former first round pick Marcus Smith. And I'm like sitting here, I'm like, oh my god.
5-year NFL vet on one side, TV producer for Amazon Prime on the other.
I was crapping my pants up here. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here. I'm praying to God. And the only thing I messed up was I said that Marcus was he got drafted by Seattle. He got drafted by Philadelphia. Yeah, and so that was the only thing that I messed up on. Other than that, I was fine. But yeah, I just remember here. I was like, dude, the butterflies are like here.
That was our first top of the line. I think that was right in the heart of the Spotlight series too. Mm-hmm. And I also want to say shout out to everyone that joined us for the Spotlight series. We've had now NFL players that are currently doing their thing at mini camps, and including Terrell Ford. Terrell Ford was the first of our Spotlight series. He's a good friend of mine. He is still working hard, just waiting for his opportunities. So shout out to him. Show him some love on his social medias. He's been a great guest. He's a good friend of mine, and good friend of the show too.
Mm-hmm. Ben Holmes too.
Ben Holmes was awesome.
CFL quarterback, Orchard Park native. They're currently in their season right now. He's currently, I think, backing up Chad Kelly
Yep.
Another Western New York native.
Mm-hmm.
Nephew of Jim Kelly. Bill's great. And so good luck to Ben and the Toronto Argonauts.
The Grey Cup champ Argonauts, that is.
He is also teammates with another Spotlight Series guest that we had on, Keon Williams, the receiver from UB.
Keon's been showing us some love, so shout out to him too.
Shout out Keon. I'm trying to think of other moments. I mean, the Christmas episode was cool. There was one Christmas episode.
We had like 2 Christmas episodes.
It was
right?
both of us with Colton.
Yeah.
And then it was the one where I wasn't here, and I think I was sick. And then you had Molly
and Zach on.
Zach on. And Molly, shout out, the first female guest of the Big YAC Podcast.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think another guest, another top tier guest that we have to highlight, our guy Don Brown.
Don Brown,
sure.
yeah.
I was just wondering when you were going to bring him up.
Don Brown.
He was on twice.
He was on twice. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
He's awesome. He still is awesome. He's doing big things around Buffalo, performing at a lot of events, a lot of concerts and festivals and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely check him out. He's so much fun to have on.
Yeah,
he's a fun character.
I think, and that's again that kind of fun, bringing people in that are doing their own thing too. It's a great way for you guys all to help each other out, and that's one of the cool things I've always liked about the Buffalo community is like Niagara Falls, I know, but the Buffalo Niagara community, super supportive. Everybody's like all these things that are doing things, like the amount of people that I talk to that like support me and behind the scenes that I do. This everybody. So Badam, he was great. I mean, his stuff's really cool. He was a good guest, a lot of fun to talk to. A fellow teacher, and just kind of neat. So
yeah, he's
good.
Awesome.
He's a
guy.
good. Get him back on.
He'll
soon.
be back in here for sure.
We got to bring. We need more guests. You can make the 2-minute drill. We got to get the 2-minute. We got to get that board created to put that ranking. Who's the best person in that 2-minute drill?
Some things that we'll be bringing back. From last season that we really
drill.
enjoyed. 2-minute drill will definitely be making its reappearance.
Take it to the bank.
Take it to the banks will be making its appearance. Dog of the week will be making its appearance in the season. That was a fun segment. That was one of my favorite segments. Dog.
Got that dog in him.
But yeah, no, we'll have a big board. Probably like I don't know.
Probably like over here maybe. So like maybe we can still get a shot.
You could hang it on maybe on the I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Here's
Hang
the
it
thing.
in the corner
We're
there.
a year in, and you know what we still have to do? We got to get the Big YAC banner.
Oh yeah.
All the other podcasts at the studio have their banners, and we don't have our banner yet.
Yeah.
We gotta get on that.
What are we doing?
What is this, amateur hour?
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be. He's gonna have to make a banner. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's your
blame
your,
the intern.
That's your first test.
Goddamn intern.
You
dropping the ball already.
You got to hand sew a Big YAC.
He's like, I didn't even know I was supposed to put him in.
Hey Ben, remember home ec? I hope you do.
But that's a little. I think we're good on the reminiscing. Nico brought up a little bit of an idea.
Game to play.
We have a fun game to play real quick before we head out. So basically, run us through the directions.
So I have a spinner right now of all 32 NFL teams. Essentially, your goal is to build a 17-0 roster. You get to choose a quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 O-line, and 1 defense. Once you use that team's gone. You can only choose 1 player from that team.
Okay.
So, once you have that position filled, you can't go back and fill that position.
So is it 2 running backs?
So yeah, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 O-line, 1 defense. I'll write them down as you go, so you don't have to memorize where you went.
I'm writing them down.
Perfect.
Anyways, I had 2. I had 1 running back and 2 receivers.
Yep. Yeah, 2 running backs, 3 receivers.
Okay.
17-0 roster.
Who's going first? You want to go first? Or?
I'll spin because I got it right here in front of me.
Okay.
So I'll let you go and give me a team.
So I'm going. You're spinning. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Spinning the wheel.
Should be a little bit fun. This should get interesting.
First team is. Ooh, we're starting hot. The Rams.
I mean, I don't want to pick their. If I had a defensive, if you gave me like defensive line, I would have picked Aaron Donald 100%. But their whole defense isn't what they used to be. So the best other player on the team is Cooper Kupp.
That was who I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer if you're talking Rams.
Okay, Cooper Kupp, and the Rams are off the board.
So are we doing? What if we get the team again? Do we have to respin the wheel?
I removed it from the spin.
Oh, you remove. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Next team. Carolina Panthers.
Damn, you give me some dogs. It's not good dogs.
I
Bad
know
dogs.
my pick here, but you go.
Ooh. No more Christian McCaffrey. These are the new Rams.
Panthers.
Or wow, Panthers. They don't got a good tight end. Receiver wise, got a bunch of kind of like younger to role players as receivers. Oof. This is kind of tough because
Got to be a 17-0 team.
gotta be a 7-0 team. They gotta pick their best player available, and their best player available is their defense.
Say it right. That's right. That's right.
Give me Carolina defense.
They're a good
You got
young
J.C.
defense.
Horn,
Brian Burns.
Brian Burns, Shaq Thompson's still there.
Yeah, you got some dogs on that side of the ball.
There's a couple other guys. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. Yatir Gross-Matos.
Yeah, he's solid.
So give me Panthers defense.
Next team is the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. See, now I probably was thinking their defense too. That's another consideration.
Wiped off the board,
Wiped
my
off
friend.
the board.
You got
All
QB,
right.
2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, and
See,
an
now I
O-line.
can see where this gets challenging. Not a fan of their tight ends. Their O-line's all right. Give me Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones, all right.
I like Aaron. Aaron Jones, I think, is a top 15 back.
All
Maybe
right.
top 12, if you know.
Yeah, he's definitely in the top half of RB1s.
Okay.
Up next, we got the Atlanta Falcons.
You're putting me through the ringer.
Spinner only have bad teams
I'm
in
gonna
it.
go bad team. I'm gonna
But
go
like,
non-playoff
why are there
teams
no
here.
teams that are going to the playoffs on this spinner?
I'm
I think this is a fix. I don't know about this. I'm gonna probably want to protest this.
Nico's killing me. I got two guys. I have in mind. I have Bijan. I have London. Give me.
You're not considering Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts is up there too, but see, I'm not the biggest Kyle Pitts fan.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
That takes both my running backs off the board. Bijan, I think, is going to have a very memorable rookie year. Eighth overall pick. They have him playing everywhere on that offense. Outside of Drake London and Pitts, he's gonna be a good piece.
Yeah, he is.
Do you have another bad team?
Give me the Chicago Bears.
God damn it! DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
Give me DJ Moore. Would have picked Justin Fields. I'm holding out for a better quarterback. Give me DJ Moore.
DJ Moore, all right. I mean, there's got to be some good teams coming up, right?
I'm hoping. Good Lord.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What is this luck? What is this luck?
The 1986 Buffalo Bills.
All right, give me
This is terrible.
give me Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, wide receivers are off the board.
All right, yeah, wide receivers and running
I'm
backs
surprised
are
they
off
didn't
the
take their O-line. That's me personally. You
I'm-
got QB, tight end, and O-line
board.
left.
I'm not a fan of their O-line anymore. Their O-line is not that good. And like it used to be good probably like 2-3 years ago.
That's fair.
last
Riley
year or
Marpet
two.
retired and all that. Yeah.
Marpet's not there. Another guy
You're
left.
lying. You're lying.
Good Lord.
Arizona Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins list. Arizona
He's still
Cardinals.
there. No, he's released.
He's released.
gone.
Yeah, he's released.
Wouldn't matter anyway because you got QB, tight end, and O-line.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, Arizona just revamped their O-line in the offseason. Zach Ertz is still there.
Is Kyler Murray available?
Kyler Murray, you can have the Kyler Murray on one leg.
One leg. So is he missing the first half of the season?
I think he's good. I'll say he's missing the first 4 weeks.
All right, then give me their O-line. I mean, their tight ends are. They have Ertz. No.
They have Ertz. I mean,
Give me their O-line. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not the worst. I think they're like middle of the pack.
this is a playoff team.
Please. Please.
Come on, roll. You're it just passed the Chiefs and it went to the Denver Broncos. You got QB and tight end.
So it's either Russell Wilson or Greg Dulcich.
Or Alberto. The
I
ghost of Alberto.
I hate Alberto. Give me Greg Dulcich.
Wow, putting it all into the last.
I'm putting my cards. I'm not trying to bash Russell Wilson that much. I think he's going to have a better year with Sean Payton. But Greg Dulcich, I think, is going to be an up-and-coming tight end. I think for a tight end, he's going to have more of a breakout year. And plus, I'm putting all my cards into a good team for a good quarterback.
All right, your fearless leader of this offense is Kirk Cousins.
Are the Vikings?
It was the Minnesota Vikings.
All right. So let's run by this. So we have quarterback Kirk Cousins. Running backs, Aaron Jones, Bijan Robinson. Wide receivers, Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, Mike Evans. Tight end, Greg Dulcich. O-line, Cardinals. Defense, Panthers. And that's not going 17-0.
All right, what's my luck here?
I say that is...
I don't think you had a single playoff team, except for the Vikings.
No. Yeah,
Just the Vikings.
Vikings are like a wild card team.
My prediction is that Nico's only going to get playoff teams.
Oh, it's about to happen.
He's
Listen,
gonna,
you can watch the spinner.
All right, hold on. Let me move this.
so do you reset the
I
spinner
just
now?
reset the spinner, yeah.
Okay, so like there's not like so these same teams could come back up theoretically. Okay.
All right, so...
All right, first team is the Saints.
Okay, New Orleans Saints.
How's
You want me
their
to write
O-line
these
this
down?
year? I have it up on my screen too.
Okay.
How is their O-line this year? Are they solid?
I mean, they still got a solid
They
line.
got some guys?
Yeah, Andrews Pete, Ryan Ramczyk, Eric McCoy, I think might be still there.
I mean, you know what? I like the youth. Give me Chris Olave.
Yeah, Chris Olave is a safe pick there. Alvin Kamara.
I thought about Alvin Kamara, but I feel like there's other running backs that I could potentially choose from. He might be suspended this year.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. That's easy. We're filling out
Minnesota
wide
Vikings?
receiver. Give me Justin Jefferson.
All right. See, this is where this is.
The fix is in.
I mean, technically, Saints weren't a playoff team. Vikings were a wild card team.
They lost in the first round. Their first round.
Wait, no, they won the division.
See, you could have had all right, Carolina Panthers. So I'm getting similar. I'm taking their defense too. That's
Okay.
that's their clearly best spot.
Same
there.
defense. Okay.
Said Carolina Panthers.
Sweet Caroline.
Ba, ba, ba. All right, next up we have dreaded silence. Too easy. This is too easy.
Who is it?
This
Kansas
is
City.
too
Oh
easy.
my God, he got the cheese. I'm already losing.
Pat Mahomes. Oh my God. All right, I think this team now alone can go 17-0. Up next, we got the Falcons.
Okay.
I think I'll take Bijan here. I need a running back, and I only have one receiver spot left.
Okay. All right. There's still hope. This just him having Patrick Mahomes is just
That's killer.
it's killing me right now.
Up next, I have Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb.
CD.
Give me CeeDee. So my receivers are all off the board. I have running back, tight end, and O-line left.
Okay. It's gonna be 3 playoff teams. I already know.
Bills. This is
There you
tough.
go.
Well, this is tough now because I already have all my receivers taken. I have my quarterback taken. I got running back, tight end, and O-line. I'm almost like their O-line was shot.
Yeah, either James Cook.
I got James Cook or Dawson Knox.
the Knox Kincaid split or their O line.
You know, I got Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback. I need a strong running back, so I can't do James Cook just yet because I don't think he's broken out yet. Give me Dawson Knox. Could you imagine that Pat Mahomes, Dawson Knox connection? It'd probably look pretty similar to the Josh Allen, Dawson Knox connection.
Yeah.
Up next, I have to go Miami's O-line here.
All playoff team. That's 2 out of 3. I'm not predicting it.
Now, Miami's O-line wasn't terrible.
You don't want Raheem Mostert?
No.
Come on.
Or Devin Akane. Or Akane. Remember? I don't know.
Or
which,
Jeff Wilson.
So my last spot left is running back.
And they did a great job protecting Tua. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Ramondre Stevenson.
Patriots. Patriots were not playoff team. But
They were not. Yeah, you know what? I had a fair I had a fair share, I thought.
Yeah.
All right, so to recap, my quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. He's got the backfield of Bijan Robinson and Ramondre Stevenson behind him. He's got to Chris Olave, Justin Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb to throw to. Oh, my Lord. Dawson Knox is his tight end, Miami's O-line, and Carolina's defense. I don't know if this is 17-0, but it's up there.
It's better than mine.
I think it's a solid 15-2.
Yeah, mine is Kirk Cousins, good old Kirk Cousins, Aaron Jones, Bijan Robinson are my running backs, Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, Mike Evans are my receivers, Greg Dulcich is my tight end, O-line is Cardinals, defense is Panthers. I say max 10 wins.
I think they're definitely a playoff team.
I think they're a wild card team.
I think yeah.
You're a divisional winner. I think I'm a wild card.
Am I a 1 seed or a 2 seed? Or a 3 seed?
I think it could be a 1 seed for sure.
Pat Mahomes, that's all you got to say.
Pat Mahomes and who you're throwing it to. It's CeeDee
Jefferson, Olave, CeeDee Lamb.
If CeeDee Lamb's your number 3, I mean, if you were to mix it around,
I guess I put Olave in the slot.
Olave would be number 3, but I mean, still him being your number 3 is.
I got CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson on my perimeter.
Those are 2 first-round picks.
That's like a
fantasy.
Madden Ultimate team right there.
Yeah. Other than that, quick headlines. Tyreek Hill is accused of
smacking some dude in the head.
Smacking some dude in the head at a marina in Florida, but the charges were ultimately dropped. A little 24-hour thing. The Detroit Lions unveiled their new alternate helmets. It is a tribute to their 90th year anniversary. It's basically this like longer looking lion with the.
It's like pouncing, right?
Yeah, and
it's got like a building in the background.
Yeah, there's a building in the background. It's like the 2 stripes, the gray and the blue. It
reminded me like of like a TikTok, like when they're like recreating the logos, and it's like some random marketing major that's just.
Right. I would have liked the blue helmets with the same blue lion, just like an all blue kind of.
Have them like
style.
like the Food Lion, you know what I'm talking about? Like, so he's like, like that'd be a sick lion to have on.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're gonna be rocking those with the all gray alternates that they have. I like the gray alternates, but I don't like the helmet. The helmet, I mean, it's better than whatever Arizona has unveiled in the last year.
Yeah.
With their uniforms. So.
Oh Lord, that was bad.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's just like. I thought they could have done better for those helmets. Other than that, I don't think we have anything else for headline-wise. We have a caller, real quick. Call.
Speak now or forever hold your peace until next Wednesday.
Yeah, forever hold your peace. 716-299-0060. Other than that, just want to say, get a little, gushy again. Thank you to everybody who has been along for the ride, this journey. 1 year in, more years to come. Thank you to everybody who has came on the show, all the guests, all the people who've called. I know some of the people who've called haven't been guests, like Nick Flincham, my girlfriend. We were always talking about having an all-girls pod one of these days.
Up a little bit,
yeah. Also, I want to thank everybody who is. I want to thank Underdog. I want to thank the people who used our code for Underdog as well. I want to thank everybody who's purchased merch off our spread shop. I'm sincerely grateful for everybody. You guys have helped us make this dream come true. I want to thank Maranto and Emerge. Thank you guys for helping us make this home. I'm sorry, I just butchered that. Thank you for letting us call this home. Thank you, Matt Johnson and BICBP Radio Network for also giving us a home. And yeah, thank you to all the people who have followed us on TikToks and socials. We really appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week for episode 51. Do you have any?
Back at it. I mean, hey, thank you for approaching me in the break room all that time ago.
Break.
Look at where we've come now, and I'm glad to see us grow.
Now that we're men.
Yeah.
We have
do anything. Now that we're men.
Now that we're men.
We're getting to that point in the night.
I'm not gonna say let's get naked, but now that we're gonna sing the now that we're men song for SpongeBob.
Yeah, Yeah, didn't you close it out with "Let's Get Naked" the one
That was
time?
2 episodes
two
ago.
weeks
Yeah, I don't know. That just came out. I was trying to be funny, a little quirky, you know.
But yeah, no, thank you for the opportunity, and like Mike said, thank you to everyone that has supported us. Thank you to everyone that has even just looked at our channel, looked at our social medias, that followed, shared our posts, liked our posts. It all means something. So we really appreciate it. Thank you for year 1 in the books, and looking forward to year 2 and beyond.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be bringing back some new and old traditions, and also next week, as we said, we're gonna be starting the fantasy talks. The fantasy,
Back into it.
Getting back into it. It's a really fun time of year, fantasy football, sports betting, all that good stuff. So next week, episode 51, next Wednesday, 7 o'clock, 7:15. Call in, watch us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, show us some love. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for episode 51.